Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. It's been a couple of days here since I made my last video on merge, which is actually done pretty well. It's been my most viewed video, so I appreciate that, and I appreciate all the new subscribers. So I wanted to take the time today to give you guys a little bit of an update video on what's going on with merge, because there have been some advancements and some updates since the last time we spoke. So I'm going to get into that today. Before we start, if you like these videos, I definitely appreciate it if you could like them and also subscribe to the channel. I'm hoping to make more deep dive videos into specific projects and give you guys some important info on these projects. And also, just to put that out there, all this is not financial advice. You should do your own research into these projects. I'm mostly just kind of interested in the space and trying to go a little bit deeper on each of these projects. So with that, we'll start talking a little bit about merge. So since the last time we talked about merge, the current floor is actually 0.25. But the floor actually dipped kind of in the low 0.15, 0.17, somewhere around there, because there actually wasn't any movement. People weren't buying because we didn't actually know the utility or what the point was. And I think that was a little bit expected, because PAK did say that, the Ash integration, which is his currency, is going to take like 3 weeks to come out, and he's going to be dropping some other stuff, especially with this mysterious mass.black thing that we saw when he first started it. And also, if all of this isn't making any sense to you, definitely go and watch my first video on merge. I'll link it above. And so that'll give you a little bit more context on what the project is and what to expect from it. But this is kind of just an update video. And so the floor is sitting at 0.25. That's for an M1. And there's still about 992 items listed, and there's still about 28,000 in the collection. So this was almost 29,000 last time. So not that many have been burned. Actually, if you go into the contract, let's see if we refresh this. If you go into the contract, you can actually see this null address here. These are all the burned ones. So only 717 of them have been burned. And that's only about, 2.5% of the entire collection. And a ton of them are also still sitting in Nifty Gateway. So people haven't even taken them out of Nifty Gateway. And so, trades can still happen on Nifty Gateway, but there's not even that much volume on OpenSea, which is kind of interesting, and kind of makes sense because there hasn't been any reason for there to be volume. But with that said, PAK has given us an update, dropped this thread, and kind of gave us a little bit of insight into how merge will yield Ash. And so I want to take the time today to go through this thread. But before we talk about this thread, I want to talk about Ash, because that's kind of the second piece of the puzzle here. So you have merge, you have Ash, and you have mass.black, and we'll talk about each of them. So Ash is a social currency. This is kind of the website. This is Ash's PAK's currency, and it's essentially, you can get it by a couple of different ways. So you can sell specific PAK things on OpenSea and get Ash in return for them, or you can burn NFTs and get Ash. So this says here there's two burn tiers. There's two burn tiers, a PAK burn tier and just a regular burn tier. And so, you can, if you burn a PAK piece, you can get 1,000 Ash. And actually, at some point, you were able to burn any NFT and you get 2 Ash. And this was back when Ash was about $3. And so, if you had an NFT that was just kind of sitting around, didn't even have to be a PAK one, something that went to 0, you could technically burn it and get some Ash. This has since been paused, I'm sure, because, the price of Ash has gone up. And so I'm not going to get into all the details of Ash. I'll link a video down below that actually talks about the background of the token and what it means. But this is kind of the utility here. And so for these previous NFTs, you could get 1,000 Ash, and he hasn't actually released what you're going to get for burning anything associated with merge yet. But we do know that you're going to get some kind of Ash. And so if you look at the Ash price, it's around $37. It's been fluctuating. If we go back, 180 days, I actually held a bunch of Ash kind of in the $20 range, and I sold it up as it was pumping in the $40 range. So I may actually buy back into this because I think this will probably go up soon, given all the stuff with merge. That's actually something that I'm considering doing as well. So that's Ash, that's the currency. But how does it actually work? How do you actually get Ash from merge? And so that's kind of where mass.black comes in. And so if you go to mass.black right now, it's basically just this web page that doesn't really lead to anything. This goes to a tweet of PAK's, and this goes to the OpenSea collection for merge. But this is kind of where he's going to release NFTs, and there's going to be ways to use merge to claim those NFTs. And then once you claim an NFT from here, you can then go burn it and get some ash. And so that's kind of the whole thing. But the big question is, how do you actually get those NFTs, and why is that good for merge? So basically what's going to happen is we'll kind of go through this thread. So you're going to claim NFTs via this website, mass.black, and use your M tokens, this is merge, with various drop structures at random times. This is so PAK, just random stuff. You don't know what's going to come. Anything that you get from mass.black, you can burn it, and so you can keep them or you can burn them for ash. It's up to you. Because if you think the NFT that you got will go up in value, you can keep it. If you think you want to burn it for ash, that's also up to you. So what do these drops actually look like on mass.black? And so he gave us a couple of examples, which I thought were actually pretty helpful. So the first is filter. So if your M token fulfills a given criteria, you can grab your free NFT from the drop. So for example, like the M tokens, if you click into them, they all have different variables and classes and things like that. So, class 62, alpha level, mass level, how many merges you have, what tier it is. And so for example, he could say, filter anybody that has mass of above, 29 or above 150 can mint this NFT, or anybody who has had mass 29 and merged at least like 5 times can mint this NFT. So that's kind of the filter way. And so, the example he gives are the first 20 tier 1 M29 merge tokens can get this NFT. So basically you'll be able to see this filter, and if you want to get one of these NFTs, you'll have to get your merge token to apply to the filter, and that's the only way you'll be able to actually claim the NFT. And the reason the NFT is valuable is if he drops that, you can get an NFT from mass.black and burn it for 1,000 ash, and 1 ash is sitting at about $40. 1,000 ash is $40,000, so that's a lot of money. And so that's going to make people want to get to those filters, and that's what's going to make the supply of merge go down, because these are going to start getting bought up. And so you can imagine that this price will also bump, and that's kind of what makes it an entire game, is because you can go a million different ways. Like some people might hold their merge, some people might try to play the game and buy up merge, some people might buy ash on just like the coin. So there's different ways. So that's filter. Then you have swap. And so, you can basically, if your M token fulfills a given criteria, you can claim multiple NFTs by swapping your M token. So you have to give up your merge once it fulfills a certain criteria, and then you can get a bunch of NFTs. So, it says you can get this NFT by trading powers of M50. This means you can get 1 for M50 while you get 4 for M200. So this gives you the ability to swap your token entirely and get, 4 NFTs back possibly. So again, you can see why people would do this, and why this would again cause the supply of merge to go down, because people are going to try to get to M200 to get 4 of those NFTs and then possibly burn them for ash. Then you have auction. This is pretty simple. Whoever offers the biggest mask is going to get the NFT. And then you have race. And then, so this is kind of the M tokens with the highest growth rate in the provided time will get the NFTs. So for example, the 10 tokens that increase the most in terms of mass over the next 48 hours will get these 10 NFTs. And so these are just a few of the ways. I'm assuming that he has more gamified things. And it says the first drop here is going to be Q1 2022. So, that could be January, February, March. We don't know yet. And so I really like this because, and the reason I like this is because you don't really know what's coming. It could be a lot of different things, and everyone's going to approach it in many different ways. And, if you've been following the ecosystem, like I said, you might just go in and buy some ash. Like I could go today to Uniswap and buy some ash token if I think the value of ash is going to go up. And that might be a good move. Or you might actually just hold on to a merge token because, at some point the filter could be anybody with an M1 can mint this NFT. And if there's only, 10 people left with an M1, and you can't even get an M1 anymore. It's the basic token. It's merge 1. So as soon as you merge with something, you lose it. So that could end up being the most valuable thing if you're kind of the last person there to have one of those M1s. Or you might just hold on to this merge token, and as these kind of become more scarce, this price will go up, and you could probably sell it. So I think this is actually really great. I think this number of burned merges is going to skyrocket in January or Q1 whenever he releases it. But I'm really excited for this. I think that this is exactly what this project needs. And I actually really do like the structure of, it's random. You don't really know when it's going to come, because then you kind of have these built-in pumps. So, this price just pumped like yesterday because of this announcement, but, things can get announced and the price of merge will just pump because of those things. And so it really makes it worthwhile to hold on to your merge and kind of see where it goes. So I am really excited about this drop. I'm excited to see how different people approach things in different ways. I'm still trying to figure out what my strategy will be. I feel like it'll be a combination of holding, buying some Ash. I actually have merge in another wallet too, like one of my friends has it too. So there's different ways that this will go, but I'm kind of excited to see what comes out of it. And just with any POC drop, there's always going to be random things, twists and turns, and so I'm excited that we were able to kind of see this. One other thing I'll say is a lot of people have been commenting on some of the videos about joining POC's Discord. Yes, I'm in the Discord. The way I got into it was because he had sometimes he opens it randomly. He actually did it literally today, where he'll open it for 3 minutes and you can kind of jump in. So at one point I had notifications turned on because he was opening it pretty frequently. I will say you're not missing out a lot. It's basically just when you get in, there is a channel for merge, and you have to have merge to verify, and then you can chat in it. People are just kind of going crazy and talking. It is helpful in the sense that sometimes POC himself will come and, answer some questions or give some feedback or just talk. And so it's kind of cool to see that. But other than that, you're not really missing out. A lot of this stuff can be found on Twitter and in other, alpha groups and other Discords. So, and if you have any questions, you can always, tweet at me and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have, or you can comment on this video. But that's been it for the update on the merge collection. I'm super pumped about it and super excited to see kind of what comes out of it. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments below. I'll hang out there. And if you enjoyed this video, I definitely appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. It definitely helps out the channel. And also, if you could like it, that would be great. But I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace.